Good evening and welcome to the Veneto Club, the David Bardo Stadium at Bulleen, as we complete round 21 of the Women's National Premier League for Football Victoria. My name's Dan Loniger. Michael Ferraro is with me as our analyst tonight, and it's a match between second on the table Bulleen, having an outstanding season and been very good in recent weeks after a loss to Calder. They have not conceded a goal in their past three, and they've had 10 matches where they've had clean sheets. On the other hand, Southern on the bottom of the table, been a real battle for them this year. They've only scored 2 goals. They've conceded 157. You would expect Bulleen would win. They've got a couple of their key players out tonight. Caitlin Friend with an injury, and also Alexandra Natoli, who's having a holiday. She's a paramedic, so she loves bushwalking, and I've been told that she's having a little bit of a trip doing some bushwalking. I hope she stays warm because it's pretty cold in all parts of Victoria at the moment. But Michael, as we say, good evening to you. We're expecting a Bulleen win, but we just hope that the Southern team can show a lot of fight tonight.
Just looking for some positivity, Dan. G'day. Thank you for having me here with you tonight. It's 3 wins on the trot, obviously, for Bulleen, and like you said, for Southern, just looking for that third goal of the season. So they played 2 games, obviously, this season earlier on. There was a 10-0 win for the first game, and there was a 5-0 win on their second game to Bulleen. So hopefully it's on the improving trend and we see a closer contest tonight, Dan.
Leah Privatelli is one of the key players for Bulleen. She's had an Achilles problem. She's been out for a couple of months. She played for Melbourne Victory in the W League, and she returns tonight. She'll play in the second half, probably, I've been told by the officials at Bulleen, 10 or 15 minutes, so she's a handy acquisition. And we mentioned Caitlin Friend not on the side tonight, and they're also trying a debutant who'll play her first game, and she'll come off the bench as well. Zali Vandenberg and Laura Griss, another one of the youngsters who started in the previous match, the under-19s, will also be playing tonight as Southern gets first possession, and they bring it out the left-hand side, and this is Erin Clout. But it's cleared at the back by Cassie Carman, who's become an important member of this side, and she finds Kayla Morrison, switches out now to the left-hand side, and Emily Dolzahn has now become a defender, and she's filling in for Alexandra Natoli in that role. Inside the attacking half, quickly allows it to shove on at the top of the penalty area, but good defence at the back by Beesman, who's been the scorer of one of their 2 goals this year for Southern, and they have a chance to try and control it. This is Blackburn, but she turns it over at midfield. Sarah Kane, the holding midfielder for Bulleen. Tessa Cernio, she turns it over. And Sarah Kane gets it back as Southern weren't able to get control of the ball. And Dolzann's at the back and now finds Kayla Morrison, who'll go on a searching run. She scored a goal from this range at the other end against NTC a couple of weeks ago. Here's Olivia Edwards inside the area. A shot at goal by Bulleen, but it's off Southern bodies and goes over the byline. A good attempt by Melanie Camilleri, who is their equal leading goal kicker, but has been goalless for the last 5 weeks.
And we've got number 22 there, Dolzahn, for the first set piece here for Bulleen, looking to whip this one in on the far side.
Yeah, she was the penalty corner taker last week, and it's headed away by Southern. Chance for Dolzahn again, a ballooning ball which sails over the sideline. And it was just a bit low and narrow, mainly making its way to the right-hand side of the 6-yard box. And it'll be cleared by Southern. And at the back, their goalkeeper tonight, they've had a number of different goalkeepers this year. Celia Kelsel doing the job. She's wearing a helmet, I think, Michael. But she'll kick it back into play, and she'll favour the outer side. That's headed down by Olivia Edwards, getting a start tonight. Now Camilleri inside the attacking area, and unfortunately for her, she couldn't get any decent purchase on that as it found its way inside the penalty area. Attacking half for Bulleen, and it's over the sideline. And Dolzahn has possession. And she goes back to Morrison. Every player inside the attacking half for Bulleen. Morrison has it now. She pushes away towards the top of the attacking area, receives from Cernio. Runs out of room, Morrison now. It may nearly go over the byline. It doesn't. She lobs it up to the 10-yard box. It's headed down by Camilleri towards Quigley. They try and clear it, Southern. Quigley couldn't get boot on it again. Beesman keeps it alive for Southern, but it's chopped off by Kane. Kane's at the top of the area. Will she shoot? No, she won't. Receives from Cernio, but the goalkeeper comes out just outside the box, and a good piece of work by Kelsel.
And that was well done by Kane there. Just played a nice little 1-2, and the returning ball couldn't quite find her there for the finishing touch there, Dan.
So Kelsall long ball, taken at ground level by Southern. And this is Jennifer Lum, but she turns it over inside the attacking half. Good play, Kane. And now Dolzahn, and now Quigley. Loves to move it on. Trying to get on goal side for Bulleen is Zafaridis. She runs out of room. She's kept honest. She gets it back now to Ravine at the top of the penalty area. Ravine beats 1 or 2 and a magnificent shot into the right-hand corner. She got goal side in the end and she shot magnificently and she puts the goal away. Her second in Bulleen colours after crossing from Bayside. And what a magnificent strike from Margot Ravine to the right-hand corner. Bulleen won and Southern yet to score, and it's only taken 5 minutes, Michael.
That was crafty by Ravine. Just switched on her right foot there and blasted it past the goalkeeper.
Nothing that Kelsall could do. It was just magnificently struck. And she was almost held up. She started to stumble, but then she controlled her footing as Kane has possession. Through ball towards Cernio. Cernio tried to find Quigley, but she allows it to get to Zafaridis. Zafaridis kicks into bodies. Controlled by Lum now, the tall figure of Lum for Southern. Goes back, and they've got to try and see if they can clear. Jowett kicks into bodies. Turned over again to Kane. Again trying to control it, but not able to for Southern. And they're under immense pressure. That's Tebbit. And once again, it comes back towards Emily Dolzahn, towards Quigley, who's at the top of the box. But unfortunately, it sails over the byline. She was the last person to have a touch. She couldn't control it with a couple of opponents sandwiching her in that 6-yard box, and it goes over the byline.
That was a nice searching ball there for Quigley by Dolzahn, and caught her by surprise there, I think, Dan, and they hit it just wide of the right-hand upright.
Yeah, she was slightly off balance, but she's so clever. She scored a magnificent goal, which she did not break stride when she got a lovely cross last week in her team's 4-0 win over Heidelberg. Out of sorts, hadn't played for a while. Missed by Aarons. Blackburn has the ball, loses control of it in front of our commentary position. Aarons couldn't get it again. Southern regained control through Kurizic. Now they lose it again. They just can't put passes together. Good play by Jowett, but coming across her path is Edwards for Bulleen, and eventually it rolls harmlessly to Kelsall, the goalkeeper. Lots of boots involved in that exchange as Southern just look panicky at the back as they try and get themselves organised. 1-0 lead to Bulleen. Great goal to Margot Ravine. It rolls just inside the attacking half for Southern. Beesman tried to get in a position for Blackburn to get it to her, but headed down by Zafaridis. Quigley goes back now to Ravine. Now to Carmen. Carmen's pass is a good one. We know how clever Quigley is. Her pass had too much on it, but Kane will help tidy it up with Dolzahn, who now approaches. Heading down the right-hand side. They sag back the Southern defence. Now she tries to get it to Edwards, but it's put over the byline by the defence of Southern, and we'll get the second corner of the night for Bulleen. They look under pressure all the time, Michael, don't they?
Just need to find some possession on the ball just to relieve things here at the moment, and Bulleen's sort of, surging forward and looking ominous.
Well, they are, and they've got so many players bunched just inside that penalty area. She elects to go for a pass, Dolzahn. Now to Quigley, tried to loop it, but kicks into bodies and cleared at the back by Jowett now for Southern. She beats a couple of opponents. That's clever play. Heads down now the left-hand side, but it will be chopped off by Edwards, and the first touch of the evening going to the goalkeeper, Morrissey. Morrissey to Morrison. Morrison now will try and get a team outside the defensive half, Bulleen. She'll head down the right-hand side, and again, no opposition from the Southern girls. They're sagging back, and her pass goes out to the right-hand side to Camilleri. Camilleri's running out of room. She tries to hook it back in, but kicks into the body of Sarah Tebbit, who was confronting her. And yet another corner coming up for Bulleen to be taken by Dolzahn. So it's 1-0, and we've played 7.5 minutes in freezing conditions, and Michael's teeth are chattering here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, even though he's got about 4 layers of clothing on like my good self. It is freezing. My feet are cold. They are frozen. They're not moving at all. So Dolzahn, deep corner. It's headed down by Ravine. She couldn't control it. It's in the box. It's cleared by Southern. But back again to Dolzahn, where she took the corner kick back to the top of the box. Here's a chance for Kane. She shoots, but she shoots into bodies. Headed down by Ravine again. Cleared by the Southern defence. That was better on that occasion. They had players camped right near the goalkeeper. They put it over the sideline, but that was a much better defensive effort by Southern.
Took 2 or 3 times to get that ball cleared, but they finally cleared their lines here as Bulleen looked to have another attack going forward, Dan.
Yes, inside the attacking half, Dolzahn again. Searching run. Good pass to Quigley. Just at the top of the penalty area. 2 opponents around her. But she kicks into bodies and turns it over against Anastopoulos. But back now to Kane. Kane will also be defensive with her pass. A long ball by Morrison. And it was wobbling around. And luckily, Kelsall was there on the right-hand side to knock it to her own advantage in the box and ensure that it didn't get away from her. As I said, a couple of weeks ago, Morrison had a similar shot that went through when NTC had kept Bulleen scoreless in the first half, and Morrison came on at half-time and thought, I've had enough of this, and she scored a magnificent goal. As they try and get themselves going, good play by Clout for Southern, but it's turned over again just inside the defensive half by Bulleen's Kane, and now she finds Dolzahn, but that was poor play by Cernio. She had it back to the play, and Aaron's had a chance, but she couldn't control it as they have numbers Bulleen through Kane, and now Camilleri, but her pass didn't find a target. Cleared at the back by Jowett, but again only as far as Dolzahn. Good through ball, Ravine and Quigley, but nothing on it, and Kelsall will clean it up at the back. We've played 9.5 minutes, Bulleen 1, Southern yet to score.
I think you feel the Bulleen players will be licking their lips here tonight, looking to get on the end of this on a few through balls, and we've said Melanie Camilleri's netted 16 for the season, together with Quigley as well, so they'll be a bit eager to hit the score sheet tonight.
And Ravine's got 18, but 16 of those were, of course, with Bayside, and there's going to be a free kick at halfway for Southern from the clearing kick from the goalkeeper Kelsall. And it'll be taken by Clout. I was very impressed with when I saw them play against NTC. They were well beaten 7-0, but she was very solid at the back. Didn't stop trying as she goes down the right-hand side. Beesman came across and she couldn't get boot to ball. And Morrissey will mop it up at the back. And she'll get it wide again. Taken by Dolzahn. Taking the role of Natoli tonight in defence. And now to Quigley. Quigley plays it on quickly to Edwards on the left-hand side. She heads. Zafaridis, can she keep it alive? No, she can't. And Blackburn will take the throw-in for Southern, who trail 1-0. In fact, she gives it to her teammate Clout. But it's turned over straight away by Ravine. Ravine now goal side. She's got an opportunity here. She's in the box. She'll shoot again and she'll score. She came down the left-hand side, and in the end it was her and the goalkeeper Kelsall. She was just too quick, and when she was able to cut inside and be goal side, and eventually when she got to the box, she knew it was going to be the inevitable conclusion, and that was a goal and a brace to Margot Ravine inside 12 minutes, Michael. Brilliant stuff.
Very clinical there from Margot Ravine, and didn't need the help of her teammates there, Dan, and just had that one-on-one with the goalkeeper and was cool, calm and composed and finished that.
2-0, chasing the game against Southern. There's a good contest here in front of our commentary position between Zafaridis and Clout puts it over the sideline, but she made Zafaridis and Bulleen earn that, and Cassie Carmen has been so good in recent weeks. Throws it back now to Morrison, who controls things at the back so diligently. She'll switch it to the outer side, and now Dolzahn allowing another free run. Gets a pass to Edwards, getting a start tonight. Back to Dolzahn. Dolzahn now to the middle of the pitch, and Kane. Still slightly defensive half for Bulleen. Complete monopoly of possession at the moment. Now a good through ball by Morrison. Controlled by Camilleri. Cernio arrives late. Ball now to Quigley. Can she get around the goalkeeper? Great stop. Coming across her path was Kelsall, and ensured that the next ball that came in from Ravine was off target, and also she was off balance when she played the ball, and it's over the byline. But she took them on, and she could have come off second best, but she managed to dive on it and get it away from the thrusting foot of Quigley.
That was brave by Kelsall. Just smothered the ball early there as Quigley looked to pounce on that little touch she had there inside the box.
Kelsall goes wide once again. It's headed down by Edwards, and she gets a couple of touches here. Out to Camilleri. It's very close to the sideline. Couple of opponents around her. Looks to take them on. She gets stripped of it. That's good defence by Southern. They bring it down the right-hand side. Ball stays in play forever. In fact, no, it doesn't. It goes out. I thought it was still in play, but Dolzan will take it inside the attacking half. Goes a bit further up the field now to Edwards. And she's just near the penalty area. She'll try and throw it in a good location to Camilleri, who nods it down. It's headed back. Good play by Casey Aarons to get it down to Lum for Southern. But again, Bulleen had possession. But now Lum gets it back again. That was a great piece of play by Jennifer Lum. She pinched it from her opponent. She managed to get it to Casey Aarons, but her pass is chopped off by Morrison, who's on her own at the back. Just so composed and organised as she receives from the goalkeeper Morrissey, and now she finds Cernio in the defensive half. Cernio, the skipper, back to Kane, a holding midfielder. Very industrious player. Through ball at the back, though, is Clout. Clout will look to try and clear it. She does, wants to find Blackburn, but she overkicks it, and it's another turnover against Southern inside the defensive half for them. At the northern end, good ball, good throw by Carmen, finds Quigley. Through ball, might be too long for Zafaridis. And it'll go over the byline, I think. Or who had the last touch? No, certainly Bulleen did. And it's going to be taken at the back by Kelsall. So long ball from Kelsall. Missed by Ravine, the attempted header at the bootlaces of Kane. Kane now has it. Good through ball. Chopped off by Tevitt. She finds Lum, who's trying to give them some vim and vitality in the middle of the pitch. She gets it out wide now, taken by Kurizic. Kurizic, though, has it turned over, and Bulleen went it back inside the attacking half. Camilleri got a little knee on it. Tevitt's there, and she'll allow it to roll to Kelsall.
Yeah, I think Southern will try and look to get the ball to the feet of Lum, who looks pretty composed with the ball, and hopefully just string some passes together.
It's been their issue. She's waiting for this one, Lum, and she was a bit hesitant, allowing Ravine to win it at the back inside the defensive half. Got it now towards Morrison. Morrison, a good ball. Zafaridis is offside. And that was good play then by Clout to sort of push and shove her legally and made sure that she was offside. She just stopped, not so much stopped running, but allowed Zafaridis to keep going, and she just stepped slightly offside, and that was good heady stuff by Clout, who is a solid defender for Southern. Needs a bit more support though. Turned over again inside the defensive half from the kick-in from Southern by Carmen. Good volley towards Morrison. Down the right-hand side looking for Camilleri. Try to get a boot on it, and it's over the sideline. It will be Southern's ball. 2-0. And a brace to Margot Ravine. We've played nearly 17 minutes in the opening half at the Veneto Club. As Bulleen try and sharpen themselves up for the finals, about 6 weeks away now. And speaking to a couple of officials, Michael, before the match, they are lamenting the aspect they're not scoring enough goals. That's why they got Margot Ravine across. I know Camilleri's been a bit quiet in recent times, but what they're so good at is they don't concede too many. They've only conceded 14, which is a great effort in 20 games.
Oh, they're chasing Calder at the moment, and they had that loss about 4 weeks ago, Dan, that 4-2 loss, and they bounced back with some good form, 3 on the trot, but they're the team to chase with in arrears of about 11 points, so they're looking for the 3 points tonight.
But they finished top 2. It stands them in good stead as Morrison and Cernio. And Morrison loops it over the top to Carmen, who's on her own and controls it. Gets inside the attacking half in front of our commentary position to Zafaridis. Cassie says, go back to me if you want to, Cassie Carmen. But she goes to Cernio, does Zafaridis. And now to Dolzan. Dolzan, good through ball now to Ravine. It's been brilliant with 2 goals so far. Nice little pass to Kane on halfway. Kane now finds a teammate Cernio. They're stringing passes together, left, right and centre of the lines. Now down the right-hand side towards Edwards. Edwards takes on her opponent, Anastopoulos. But then good defence by Southern to get a couple of boots involved and once again concede another corner over the byline at the northern end. And Dolzan will take it once more, having to run a long way from halfway, as she has so far in taking those corner kicks on the right-hand side. But always in a dangerous location. Edwards is close by maybe for the pass, but she'll give it plenty of elevation to the box. It's headed down. She left her line, did Kelsall, but luckily the ball sailed to the back and Ravine couldn't get much on that. And once again, it's off, I think, Southern boots, and it's going to be a corner kick this time on the left-hand side for Bulleen.
Margaret Ravine was eyeing a third goal here tonight, and it was well blocked by the Southern defence as they looked to whip this one in.
This is again deep, but just a little bit long. Headed down by Quigley, but straight to Kelsall, who had it well covered the right-hand side. That was a good attempt, plenty on it. Dangerous ball, but it's turned over. Kelsall's kick lacking distance, a bit shallow, and Edwards volleys it over the sideline. Gives an opportunity here for Southern to reset through Anastopoulos. Love their colours, white with blue shorts and pink socks. Southern. With the greatest respect though, Michael, not that it helps you play better, and they're certainly doing their best out there, but they're just lacking the talent. We just hope they can recruit well in the off-season and become a better team.
Oh, especially when you're playing against Bulleen and getting so dominated in the middle of the park. Kane and Ravine just, controlling things here and looking likely every time they go forward, especially in the middle of the park.
So it's a free kick to Bulleen. Again, long, deep ball, trying to get a header on it. Here's a chance for Morrison. She gets a boot at it and puts it in for another one. It was just lingering at the back of the penalty area, just at the start of the 6-yard box. And once again, the defenders weren't in the right position, and Morrison thrust her boot at it and has her 5th goal of the season. Nothing Kelsall could do. Beaten again, and it's 3-0 Bulleen after 20 minutes.
Kayla Morrison, the first to react there, as none of the defenders could get a purchase on that ball, and smart finish there by the defender.
Yes, they've had 12 goal scorers this year, and they've shared it nicely as Blackburn does. Well, that ball was going out to boot it down the field, but at the back again is Morrissey. She does well to stop it and then switch it out now in the direction of Dolzan. Dolzan heading down the right-hand side. Through ball again. Stopped at the back by Tevitt. Controlled now at ground level by Kurizic. Kurizic attempted to get it to her teammates, but they couldn't quite get control of it. And now they keep it alive, Southern. This is better. Wiesman does well to get a hurried boot to ball, but Carmen's at the back and she's on goal side as Blackburn was in pursuit, bearing down on her, and it goes back to the goalkeeper, Morrissey. Now here's an opportunity for Ravine, but intercepted by Tevitt. Thrusts the boot at it. So does Aarons, but Aarons puts it wide over the sideline.
So there was a nice little ball in there by Southern before, and if Ashley Blackburn was on her toes, she might have got to that, Dan.
It was a bit better from them, wasn't it? As Carmen goes back now to Morrison, the scorer of the last goal. Ravine scored the first 2. Bulleen leading 3-0. Another searching run takes them on, and she gets on the right side as she elects to go through the middle of the pitch, but has it turned over at the top of the penalty area. But once again, Bulleen are there to chop it off as they've got players standing right on halfway near where their defensive half and attacking half meet. Kane, Morrison, Dolzan. Dolzan now finds Ravine. Kane again. Quigley allows it to fall to Zafaridis. Back to Quigley. Blackburn's there as well with her. Quigley turns her inside out. Lobbing ball towards Ravine again. But Kelsall comes across her path and she kept her cool about her, kept her wits about her and does well to clean it up. Gets it down now in the direction of Wiesman. Wiesman, though, turns it over. This is dangerous. Quigley will shoot long, but inaccurately, and she really wanted more elevation as it rolls on the turf and over the sideline and byline. So it'll be taken by the Southern team, and Kelsey the goalkeeper with the score 3-0.
And it looks like Quigley's just trying to find a bit of the ball here in the middle of the park, and she might have briefly just swap positions there, but looking to get on the score sheet as well here tonight.
Blackburn telling her team to encourage each other, just trying to keep the talk up. It's headed down by Southern inside the attacking half. But again, Carmen, a very good player, goes back to Morris. She knows exactly what she's doing each time she gets the ball. Casey Carmen at the back. So does Dolzan, and a new role for her, as I mentioned. But this is a turnover and a chance if they can set something up here, Southern. It's taken by Neve McClure. Neve McClure tried to get it to Aarons, but they're going backwards here, and Tebbit, and in the end she has to go defensively, but Kelsel's equal to the challenge. She drives it long. Beesman does well to volley it. Down to Aarons, down to Anastopoulos, inside the attacking half. This is better by Southern, but once again, Morrison a little bit too good for Lum. Gives it back after winning possession to Morrissey, and now finds Kane, who charges through the middle of the park here at the Veneto Club. She finds Camilleri, shoves a couple of opponents away, and then backheels it to Cernio. Cernio now to Quigley. Quigley back to Cernio. She might shoot near the penalty area. It's opening up for her. Zafaritas will shoot, but goes too high over the crossbar. It's still 3-0 Bulleen's way, 24 minutes played.
It's just important for Southern here not to drop their heads, just to stay compact, and Bulleen looking to play some nice little passes in there around the 18-yard box, and they've just got to keep the heads up and hold steady here, Southern.
Well, they do. It's called minimising the damage. Do you park your defenders now? Do you just park the bus and get away with a 3-0 loss as it comes down the right-hand side from Kelsel, and then it's headed over the sideline by Bulleen, particularly Olivia Edwards, and Anastopoulos will take it. So great start here by Bulleen, halfway mark of the first half. Edwards almost miskicks it, and then Ravine slips over, and now a chance for Aarons, but arriving Camilleri. Kane almost got it, but couldn't. Aarons gets it back now. Here's a chance for Lum. Lum does well. Lum turns Kane inside out, but then lost control of it, and Kane wins it back to Carmen, who turns it over straight now towards her teammate, who does magnificently to get a hurried boot to ball and bring it down. That was Kurizic. But unfortunately for Southern, in a promising move forward, it's turned over again by Zafaritas and Bulleen. They're inside the attacking half. Good play by Cernio. Here's Camilleri. Hasn't scored for a while. She lobs it, but a great stop on the left-hand side by Kelsel. And then in the end, the defenders of Southern put it over the sideline. That was better play. It was a good attempt by Camilleri to score a goal, but she probably should have gone right-hand side. She went left-hand side, and Kelsel had it covered, knocked it away, and then McClure put it over the sideline. And this time, Aarons is happy to concede because they're under some pressure inside the penalty area from the throw-in. She's happy to concede a corner. So another corner for Dolzan. She's had a number of them so far, with the team leading 3-0. That was a lovely save then by Kelsel, Michael.
That was a nice, strong right arm there by the goalkeeper, as Dolzan looks to shape this one in. Plays it short.
Yes, she does. It's taken on by Cernio. Cernio to the top of the area. Quickly shoots, and it's off bodies, and it goes through for a goal. It's 4-0. She didn't get a lot on it, Rachel Quigley. I wonder if it was an own goal because it seemed to ricochet past the goalkeeper, who could do nothing to stop that. It's 4-0 Bulleen.
And the variation of the set piece caught the Southern players off there, and it did come off a couple of defenders, I think, Dan, but Quigley's now hit the score sheet. I think she scored 2 last week, so now it's up to 4-0 here for Bulleen.
So it's not called an own goal, it's called a Rachel Quigley goal. 17 goals for her, and we're 27 minutes in. Remembering they won earlier in the season 10-0 and 5-0. And I hate bringing the record books out. Still a long way from that. Calder did win 17-0 against Southern. We don't want that. It's not good for the game as Morrison brings it out to the far side and she finds Dalzahn. Some pressure put on her. Back, though, to Morrison. And again, they're sagging back, just allowing her these searching runs. Bit too easy at the moment. Ravine, that's not good. She's turned that over to Beesman. Can Beesman control it? Can they put some play together? But eventually, Bulleen so good with their two-way running. Get their numbers back. Cernio and Ravine. Kane and Morrison. All sharing it. Good ball to Camilleri, slightly hesitant. A little bit out of touch, Camilleri. But she finds Edwards on the slide, on the right-hand side. Edwards balloons it long to the top of the penalty area. Couldn't be controlled by Zafaritas. Cleared at the back by Tevitt. Tevitt, a big body on it, does well, but again stopped halfway by Bulleen as they just get the numbers all on their own, able to tidy it up. Good through ball, Morrison, towards Camilleri, but she puts it over the sideline and a turnover, which will go Southern's way as they trail 4-0. After nearly 29 minutes. Beesman has shoved her opponent out as she took that throw from Anastopoulos, and it will be a Bulleen free kick just over halfway in their attacking half. Back to Kane at halfway, tries to control it, lurking, is Lum, now to Morrison, through ball again, Quigley controls it expertly, lobbed on, cleverly by Cernio and also by Edwards. And here's Ravine again, charging down the right-hand side, puts it in the left-hand corner. She beat a diving Kelsall, who had the right-hand side covered, not the left-hand side covered. And you give a champion an opportunity and she'll put it away every day of the week. That is a hat-trick inside 30 minutes for Margot Ravine, as again she just got away from her opponent. She was too quick. And what a finish, Michael, 5-0.
Margot Ravine just showing her versatility here tonight with a range of finishes, and arguably that was, well, not equal top with a goal outside the box earlier on, but that was a lovely finish across the goalkeeper and drilled it to the bottom left-hand corner.
A tremendous goal. Here's Casey Aarons, the captain, trying to lift her team, lobs it over the sideline as she was sharing it with Clout. And the ball has been played inside Bulleen's attacking half. Carmen with it, throws it down the direction of Camilleri. She's got an opponent on her, and she gets it back now towards Zafaritas. Zafaritas finds Ravine down the left-hand side. Aaron's putting pressure on her, kicks into the body of Tevitt, and then it's put over the sideline by Clout. Now, what they're doing, Michael, is they're minding Camilleri because she has been their leading goal kicker up until recent times. And we know she hasn't scored a goal for a while, but should they be paying more attention on Ravine and also Quigley?
Oh, I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Dan. There's too many to cover here tonight for Southern, and obviously Camilleri, as the ball comes in here from Morrison, and like you said, they've got too many options here for Southern, for Bulleen, and Southern just struggling to deal with it at the moment.
Yeah, they sure are. Obviously, if Camilleri doesn't get you, Ravine will get you, Quigley will get you, even Morrison will get you. And when she plays his friend who's scored 9 goals but not playing tonight, along with Natali, who are obviously in their starting lineup every day of the week, particularly when it comes to the business end of the season and against the top sides, with all due respects to Southern. So it will be a Southern ball taken deep in defence for them by Anastopoulos. Might be turned over though by Edwards, who had 3 opponents around her, and she managed to turn that over very cleverly. Edwards, she's running out of room, gets it towards the penalty area, but good defence, camped well in front of the goalkeeper, was Jowett, and she just sends a left footer well over the sideline. But that was good defence to cover up the goalkeeper, Kelsall, who was a few metres behind her. So 5-0 in the 32nd minute. Back into play. Edwards looking to control it now. Again under pressure. And once again, she's a bit astray with her pass. But it appears that Southern had the last touch. Back now to Morrison. Morrison loops it to the edge of the penalty area. Couldn't be properly controlled at the back by McClure. And it heads towards the sideline. Did Anastopoulos keep it alive? No. Oh, yes, she did, but Ravine wins it from Edwards. She's near the area looking for another searching run, but has it turned over. That was good defence by Southern. Aaron's involved, McClure as well. But again, they got numbers everywhere, Bulleen inside their attacking half. Going backwards is Kane. Now as she received cleverly from Zafaridis, and now Morrison, and there's going to be a free kick, and it will go against Southern. Well inside the attacking half for Bulleen to be taken by Cernio, the captain, or Morrison. I think Morrison will be the person to try and set up this set piece here. And we know she can kick it long and get elevation. Or will she curl it around the three in front of her, forming a mini wall? She goes long and high, and it hits the left-hand goalpost. Back to Ravine, and Ravine goes wide. What did she score? I think she scored. She did score. I thought that might have taken the side net, but she did score. Well, Ravine got it on the rebound and put it in for a fourth goal, and it's now 6-0. Nearly 34 minutes gone. Well, magnificent effort by Morrison. The left-hand goalpost got back into play, and they were betwixt and between, and Ravine was there to finish it off. There was absolutely no reaction. That's why I thought she might have missed, but she hasn't. And she's having a night out tonight, Margot Ravine, as is Bulleen. She scored 4 times, and they lead 6-0 after nearly 34 minutes.
Oh, I think she was pretty reserved in that response with her fourth goal there tonight for Margot Ravine, but definitely the highlight coming from Morrison with that cracking free kick.
Yeah, didn't it have power on it? She's having some night. I know early in the season, Melissa Garcia, when she was on song for Heidelberg, she's been struggling to score goals in recent weeks, so has her team, but she scored 5 against Southern in one match and 4 in another. And I know Angie Beard scored 4 in the 17-0 rout by Calder against Southern as well. So it falls again to Zafaridis. Zafaridis pushed off it. Good defence by Clout, but it only goes as far as Edwards. Edwards back towards the penalty area and almost into the box, but it just sails wide, and the dangerous Ravine was there on the left-hand side, although Kelsall seemed to have that side covered. Could have nearly been 5 goals for her. 6-0 after 35 minutes. Having a wow of a game, Margot Ravine, indicating why she's such an important member of this team and why Bulleen wanted her as their second import. Almost turned over. They'll get Christina Hall back soon too, Bulleen, which will just make them stronger. She's been over with her girlfriend, who's one of the refs at the World Cup. As Southern go down the right-hand side, that's better play by Jennifer Lum. Trying to come in is Clout, but getting across their path and getting some work to do. Some urgency at the back at the moment, Bulleen. For the first time tonight, Morrison has come and kicks into oncoming bodies, supplied by Southern, and eventually Morrison's kick nearly hits the edge of the roof as she goes down the left-hand side. At the 36th minute of the opening half, it's Bulleen 6, and they lead Southern 0. Back into play, Jowett, bouncing in the penalty area, cleared by Morrison again. They know where they are all the time, the defenders. Falls to Quigley. Quigley at halfway. Player starting to run for her. Turns a couple of opponents inside out cleverly. Out on the right-hand side now. Looking for Edwards, but Edwards has it turned over. Well played, Anastopoulos. She picked a pocket. She goes down the left-hand side. Had too much on it for Beesman. And it's over the sideline. It will be Bulleen's ball again. That was a bit more promising.
As we approach the final 10 minutes of this first half, a couple of signs here for Southern, especially on this right-hand flank with Erin Clout pushing forward and putting a bit of pressure under the Bulleen defence, which is quite rare we've found so far in this game.
Well, I mean, Morrison just gets back, doesn't she? She gets to the top of the penalty area, and she's such a tall figure, and she knows what she's doing each time. And Dalzan's playing deep in defence for the first time tonight. She's been holding midfield for the last couple of weeks. This is a lobbing ball to the 6-yard box, and finally some work for Morrissey to do. She has to pounce on it and does. Now it's taken by Edwards to halfway, controlled by Camilleri, goes back now to Dalzan. Dalzan combining with the hard-working Kane, very industrious in midfield. Right on halfway now to Ravine, score of 4 goals. Back to Morrison. Morrison now gets it to Cernio. They pass exquisitely and cleverly and patiently, Bulleen. Morrison again. Cernio, Ravine. Ravine goes wide towards Quigley. Not Quigley, Dolzan, I should say. Her pass is a good one. Edwards back in board to Kane. Kane at halfway. And they've just been allowed to do what they want to do. Although Morrison does turn it over this time. Pouncing on it is Lum. They need players to run forward. And Blackburn does run forward. That's a better ball, a through ball. She's put down right on the edge of the penalty area, but the ref doesn't blow a whistle. She tumbles. Well, I thought she was put down. She must have slipped. Certainly on this occasion, Blackburn does push Kane down, and Kane was trying to charge her way through the defensive half, and it will be Bulleen's free kick.
She was pretty unlucky there, Ashley Blackburn. I thought she had a good, nice little run in behind, and she was kept onside by Cassie Carmen there. As we have the defence here for Southern just trying to clear their lines here.
They are, but they kick in the bodies. Ravine again to the top of the penalty area. Camilleri's pass is good, but good defence by Southern. They look to clear it, but again, too much on it for Blackburn. Came from Jowett, who's been pretty solid so far. Getting good support from Clout. And again, it will be Bulleen's ball inside their attacking half. The lead 6-0. 4 of the goals that come from Margot Ravine. One from Quigley, which might have been off a couple of bodies as well from Southern. And then cleaning it up when they couldn't clear the 6-yard box, the defenders of Southern. Morrison scoring her 5th goal of the year as Camilleri receives it inside the attacking half at pace. But good turnover by Aarons. But again at the back, Dolzana's there to mop up. And Morrison once more. And she'll make her way towards halfway. Now inside the attacking half. Works her way through. Good little pass out wide now to Ravine. Ravine a through ball. Controlled by Zafaridas. But taken away from her. Good defence once more by Southern. But only as far as Quigley. Lobbing ball towards the box. But Kelsey gets there. Or Kelsey gets there before a couple of opponents, including Morrison, who was staring her right in the face about half a metre away. Was lurking with intent. High ball. Kane looks to turn it over, can't. But tidying up behind her is Dolzan of Bulleen, who win possession again. Down the right-hand side, Kane to Edwards. Edwards a through ball. Chance for Cernio, controls it. Now shooting is Camilleri. Oh, that wasn't missing by too much. She was just outside the penalty area. And it goes across the face and over the byline for a goal kick.
That was a nice shape on that shot there by Camilleri as she's trying to join in on the party here tonight. But we can just see here, Dan, that they're well set up in defence here, Bulleen, only playing with 3 at the back, of course, and able to push all their players forward, and even Morrison going on a few runs herself and having the confidence to do that as well.
But Southern are not running at her at all. They're sagging back, obviously trying to protect the space as Lum gets it back on this occasion to Jowett. And now Beesman, but she can't. She had one touch, couldn't have a second. And again, it's a turnover over the sideline, which has happened so often against Southern tonight. Hardly have possession of the ball at all. And when they have, they've turned it over or not strung decent passes together. Morrison again, a left foot pass. It looked awkward, but it's successful and effective. Good play by Kane to Ravine. Goes back now to Carmen, right on halfway, stationed just inside the defensive half. She finds Morrison again, a through ball, but Anastopoulos might turn it over. She does well. The pint-sized Anastopoulos for Southern. And she finds Lum, who gets it down now. And they try and do something, Kurasik. And again, here's an opportunity for Lum, who does well, to find her teammate down the right-hand side, Tevitt. Tevitt back to Lum, getting involved in a couple of movements. They're inside the attacking half. Kane got a foot involved, but then Blackburn kicks into the body of Zafaridas, wins it back. Good play, though, by Ravine to beat an oncoming Aaron. She was too quick for her. And eventually, the Misley at the back, Bulleen, and they just get numbers back. Their two-way running has been superb. They got themselves into a little bit of a pickle then, but managed to get themselves out of it quick as a flash, and now they switch to Carmen and have it on their terms, the play. Ravine inside the attacking half, lobbing ball, cut off by Clout, and Clout kicks into Ravine again. Turnover to Quigley, who traps it nicely. Now they're onside. Camilleri, can she get it past the goalie? Well stopped by Kelsall, who came across her path. Knocks it outside the penalty area. Won by Zafaritas. Back to Quigley again. Gives Cernio an opportunity to have a go. She gets it to the top of the penalty area. Headed away again by Southern. Taken by Lum. Good defence at the moment by Southern. Getting numbers back. Beesman. Dinky little ball. Through now to Lum. Lum's almost at halfway. Turns Quigley inside out. Just beats Kane and then goes to ground.
I think they could have got an advantage there, Dan, as Lum was quite good on the ball there. She's very skillful on the ball, and they need to find her more often here, Southern.
Good ball to Blackburn. Traps it. And goes back to Jowett. Jowett a high ball. Anastopoulos is quick. Dolzan's quick. Anastopoulos comes across her path. She's near the byline. She's inside the penalty area. Gets it to the top of the 6-yard box. But cleared by Morrison. But kicks into the body of Beesman. This is promising for Southern inside their attacking half. Their best move of the night. She runs out of room, Beesman. Gets away inside the penalty area, but now challenged brilliantly. And in the end, they win the day through Dolzan and Cernio, and now Camilleri does well to allow the ball to run to her advantage. She's got no one to kick to at the moment. Quigley gets in position, but it gets away from her, and Tevitt will put it over the sideline. Gee, that looked promising and a bit dangerous for Southern on that occasion, but in the end, Bulleen didn't panic too much.
They had it was all from the efforts of the left back in Anastopoulos, and the ball went the other way, and Ravine was looking to get on the end of that with a cutback, promising for Bulleen. But as we approach the final few moments of this first half, it is 6-0.
44 minutes gone. Long ball by Morrison, but taking it comfortably on the right-hand side. Camped in the box is Kelsall. He's had a tough night. But a lot of the goals have been more defensive errors than her errors, and some brilliant play, particularly by Ravine, who scored 4. The fourth one was a bit lucky, a ricochet. I need to get my eyes tested. I thought it missed, but it went in. That's why I've got Michael here tonight. Down the right-hand side from Dolzan, almost turned over by Southern. Now they win possession, but they turn it over again. Sloppy. Ravine, Quigley through ball. Stopped at the back, though, by Clout. Now Lum, who's been okay. Dinky little ball over the top to Anastopoulos, who's got the pace. Down the left-hand side now to Beesman. Not so quick, but quite powerful. She'll cut it inside towards the penalty area. Here's Blackburn. She's on the right side, but Morrissey comes in and does well to take the ball as Blackburn jumps over her. That was a good contest. Neither player gets injured, but that was a promising move, a better move by Southern. But now Bulleen turn it over. Counter-attacking brilliantly. Kane. Camilleri now. Camilleri will look to shoot. Can't get it past. A magnificent save by Kelsall. It nearly got past her, and then she did well to dive after it in the box. As again, Camilleri chose the wrong side. Should have gone left, and she went right. The previous shot, she should have gone right. She went left, and it was also stopped by Kelsall. But at least she's getting a couple of looks at it. A couple of shots on target, Camilleri, but not scoring. Her team, though, Bulleen leading 6-0. And now Beesman wins control of it at halfway. Will go long. In the road, though. Nice volley by Carmen at the top of the penalty area in the defensive half of Bulleen. And then Edwards controls it. Morrison has it. Camilleri again. Kicks into bodies. Turned over by McClure, who swapped from Box Hill a few weeks ago. Like a number of players transferring in the latter half of the season. I think Bayside, Michael, lost 4 or 5. Yeah, 4 or 5 players. Ravine was one of them. Certainly, Rendis went to South Melbourne. Georgopoulos as well. And Alexander Gummer left South Melbourne to join Calder. And she was a regular in that side as the ball's over the byline down at Bulleen's attacking end. And they're claiming that it should be a corner, but it's not. And we are now, of course, in extra time. Yes, so she's joined Calder and playing as a sub, which is interesting. She's a big chance, obviously, of playing in a title. I think South Melbourne will play in the finals too, but she was a regular member of that South Melbourne side for a long time. And that's half-time. What a half of football by Bulleen. 4 goals to Margot Ravine and 1 to Rachel Quigley, and also scoring a goal was Kayla Morrison. They lead 6-0. It has been one-way traffic, but I thought there were some promising signs in the last few minutes, Michael, by Southern with their ability to attack and try and take the game on.
Especially on this left-hand side with the left back in Anastopoulos and Beesman just looking to get on a few of the balls there, and they're up against a quality outfit tonight, and just looking not to concede any more goals here. We don't want to see the scoreline blow out, as you said earlier, and looking for a better second half for Southern.
So half-time, Bulleen 6, lead Southern 0 in the last game of round 21. We'll be back with more football shortly, the second half. Football Victoria's live stream of the Women's National Premier League competition. Sorry about that goal. I thought it actually hit the side net.
It did. Well, that's right.
And that's why, and I just, there didn't seem to be any
They were
movement.
non-plus. They were non-plus.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's all right. I think it was their fourth goal too, so I don't think they didn't really celebrate it as such. And I think everyone was just taken back by the free kick. The free kick was a cracker. It was a beautiful shot.
It was. She's very good.
They're too good.
It's not good for the comp. Oh, of course. Oh. Yeah, she's always the captain. I mean, she's not captain, or when she doesn't start, friends captain. Let's see if they've made any changes yet. Welcome back to the Venete Club, David Bardo Stadium at Bulleen. 6-0 lead for Bulleen at half-time in the last game of round 21 in the women's competition. And it's Bulleen 6, and they lead Southern 0. The highlight has been Margot Ravine, the new recruit a few weeks ago, scoring 4 times. And she has been absolutely sensational. And a lot of work for Southern to do. I'd just love to see them score a goal, their 3rd goal of the season. But this is the best defence in the comp. They've only conceded 14 goals. It's going to be very hard. Michael?
Great defence and great attack as well. They've put on a really good attacking display here in the first half. And Dan, we'd love to see a Southern goal. It'd be good to watch. And a couple of moments there late in that first half for Southern, and hopefully they can turn it into something positive as we have a first substitution here.
Yes, we do. Olivia Edwards is right in front of us here, and she looks so cold, like you and I, Michael. She'll want to get right into the action here as the second half's about to get underway. And Camilleri's on the ball. And straight away, Kane gets possession. And now to Dolzahn. Dolzahn to Edwards. In front of our commentary position. Rabine's there again. Edwards will boot it down the right-hand side. Camilleri is in pursuit, but getting at the back, Jowett, and she's happy to just put it over the sideline. And it will be a Bulleen ball as they head towards the eastern end of the southern end of the Venete Club. If the other end's the northern end, it's got to be the southern end, doesn't it? They're directly facing each other. I'll get it right eventually, and it's over the sideline. Geography, not one of my strong points at school. So the change is, Michael?
Olivia Groves, number 10, coming on. Just confirming the player coming off there, Dan.
So here is Morrison in possession. Dolzahn sharing with Kane and Carmen. And back to Morrissey. Morrissey finds Kane again. Just an unsung hero. Just works so hard as a holding midfielder. Quigley, that was poor. Bit lazy. Nearly turned over by Beesman. Beesman manages to keep possession to Tevitt. Gets a little boot on it. Then a back heel from Beesman over the sideline. The right idea there with Anastopoulos. Full of enthusiasm. But couldn't quite take it cleanly. As it's thrown backwards by Dolzahn to Morrison. Love those searching runs that she produces. Now to Kane and to Cernio, the captain. Kane again back to Morrison. Nice little passes. Through ball, a good one. Quickly allows it to get through. Here's Camilleri. She's got a battle with the goalkeeper. She goes over her head and she produces her first goal for 5 weeks. Lovely lobbing goal. She was inside the penalty area and she finally finishes it off after having 2 shots on target stopped by Kelsall in the first half. And that makes it now 7-0, although I think the ref is just going to check and see whether she was onside. Yes, it's been given. 47 minutes played, it's 7-0.
And she was wide open there in acres of space, Camilleri, and she tucked it away quite easily there.
Her 17th goal of the season, and she breaks a 5-game drought where she has not scored. But they've had so many other players who've chipped in this team. As I say, 12 goal scorers. As Anastopoulos will win possession, but she gets ruffled off it by the brilliant Quigley, and Quigley goes long and high, but a bit wide as she was tucked outside. Good play by Anastopoulos to force her wide. She was trying to, I suppose, curl that kick back in. She wasn't really having a shot, and it sails over the byline at the southern end, and it will be a goal kick. 7-0. Morrison having a discussion at the back there with Dolzahn. I don't think they're talking about dinner either. Casey Aarons has gone off too, Michael.
Yeah, we're just confirming here that Casey Aarons was substituted earlier in the half there.
The captain, that's an interesting move. She was battling for pace a bit, I thought, in that first half. As Kane wins possession again for Bulleen. Just in complete control here. And down the left-hand side goes Zafaridis, but a bit wide with that pass. So 7-0 the 49th minute. And obviously helping Bulleen's goal difference, which sat at 56 before today. 74-14 against. At the moment it's 77-14. And this would be 4 clean sheets in a row if they get there, and 11 for the season. Only quarter going into today's round, or this weekend's round, were better with 12. Now a turnover at the back. This is a bit better from the southern side as they bring it down the left-hand side to Beesman. And she receives from Groves, who was the sub. Almost a turnover, though, against Bulleen. Beesman did well, but Ravine got it now in the direction of Dolzahn, who gets it back to Morrison, who seems to be the go-to player at the back to start another one of these loping runs through the middle of the park. Great play, Camilleri. Just kept it moving to Cernio. Out on the left-hand side now. Now the white shirts get back as under tremendous pressure to try and score was Quigley, and then coming in late was Edwards, but eventually slammed over the byline by Anastopoulos. Camilleri also getting involved then, as they were once again caught off guard, the Southern defenders. And luckily for Kelsall and Southern, they'll get a deep breath and start again, but almost another opportunity to make it 8-0.
It was a timely defensive block there by Anastopoulos as Camilleri looked lively again and looking to get on the end of the ball there.
Turned over again, here's Quigley. Quigley running out of space. Turns two opponents inside out. Controls it near the penalty area. Good play by Anastopoulos to get a boot in. Forcing it wide now towards Cernio. But that was good play also by Clout, who's been a solid defender for Southern. And then she was tucked in the pocket on the left-hand side. In front of the Pavilion Social Club rooms was Zafaridis. And she kicked into the body of Clout, who concedes another corner for Dolzahn to negotiate for Bulleen, with it being 7-0 in the 51st minute. So we'll see what Dolzahn can do. Floats it to the left-hand side of the penalty area. And again, it's headed over the byline again, and she'll play it against Sam. And they might go for a little pass because Quigley's right next to her for a bit of a set play, although they're awake to it, Southern, so she'll have to try and curl it in and get it deep, as a number of players are right on the edge of the 6-yard box. In the end, she does pass it to Quigley, gets it deep again. Camilleri was hanging on the right-hand side, but just had too much on it and she couldn't control it. But Southern got a boot involved as well, and it's going to be yet another corner kick. She goes for a pass, but it's almost intercepted. Well played by Southern to bring it down the right-hand side. Blackburn is quick, will run onto it now. Edwards is with her and she puts it over the sideline. Gives them an opportunity inside the attacking half. Kurasic was the one who drove it down that left-hand side, trying to get some fluency going for Southern. Pass now towards Beesman, and she brings Edwards down, studs it from behind. And Olivia Edwards and Bulleen with the free kick. Good play at the back by Cernio. And now Morrison, who is that centre back. She just stands 5 metres outside the penalty area, just knows where to stand, knows what to do. Cernio to Ravine again. Ravine with 4 goals in the first half, putting on a clinic. Is confronted by Beesman, so has to go back to Kane, and now gives Morrison a chance to drive through the middle of the pitch and look for Cernio to try to back heel it, but straight into an opponent, and that was Groves. In the end, she wins the ball back, and a little pass out wide by Camilleri is turned over by Groves, and now Blackburn down the right-hand side, pushing and shoving with Carmen. It will be Bulleen's ball just inside the attacking half in front of the pavilion. So it is at the moment 7-0. We're in the 54th minute. It's one-way traffic, 1 goal this half for Bulleen so far. Camilleri scoring as they tried to slide it on again. Quigley is so clever with those deft little passes, allowing the ball to keep going virtually in one motion. trying to put the opposition off guard. Through ball, Cernio. Here's Ravine again. Ravine inside the penalty area, taking on opponents, running out of room. But on that occasion, she wasn't able to score, and good play by Celia Kelsall to get a hand on it and put it over the byline. She was running out of room, but again, Kelsall's made some pretty good saves today, and that was a good effort again.
She's just mesmerising the Southern defenders there, is Margot Ravine, and the goalkeeper's at least saved 2 or 3 as the ball is blocked.
It is. It goes over the byline once more. I mean, how do they stop her?
I think just got to watch the hips there, Dan, at least. And she's just so crafty and able to use it both sides.
Yeah, she's been a great pickup. This is a ballooning ball. It's headed down again. Kelsall almost allowed that to get away from her, but I think she might have got a hand on that as it took a long time to get to her in the box. There was a header, a couple of players involved from Bulleen, right on the edge of the box, and Kelsall was leaning in. She was like a little kid searching for a lolly on the ground and couldn't find that lolly, trying to get a touch on the ball, and she did. As it's passed along the ground, another corner kick by Dolzahn, and once again Southern put it over the byline, and they're just getting a plethora of corner kicks here, keeping the pressure on Southern as they lead 7-0. Little pass to quickly from Dolzahn, and she runs out of room. It just goes right across the face, considering it was running out of room. It was very dangerous indeed. It's kept alive again, though, by Morrison. Morrison has been so good. Got the ball towards Ravine. And here's Quigley again. Quigley easily gets it past Kelsall. She controlled it superbly inside the penalty area. Kelsall will come to the right-hand side. Open goal for Quigley. Money for jam for Rachel Quigley. And she puts it away. Great finish. 8-0 for Bulleen.
And that's the second for the evening for Rachel Quigley, as she just took it really calmly there, Dan. Just saw the touch, sized it up, and tucked it away.
Just her ability to trap it, Michael. And again, just lax marking by Southern. They'd be disappointed with that, knowing again that they allowed her to be on her own. And she does not miss. So she's got a brace. Ravine's got 4. Morrison has 1. And Camilleri has 1. As they're in possession again inside the attacking half ball lane. Camilleri, Kane, Dolzahn, turnover, attacking it hard, Anastopoulos, going so quickly. Couldn't get a lot on it, but Beesman does well. But eventually Edwards arrives and pushes it back to the goalkeeper, Morrissey, who must be getting cold because she hasn't had a lot to do tonight. What she hasn't stopped, Morrison in front of her has managed to stop comfortably, and that's a long, lobbing ball which will be stopped at the back by Tebbit. And she gets it down to the bootlaces of Kurasic. Through ball coming from McClure this time now. And Lum back to Kurasic at halfway for Southern. She tried to get a through ball to Blackburn, and Carmen's with her. Carmen always gets a job on probably the best striker. And I've seen Bulleen a lot in recent weeks, Michael, and she's done an outstanding job, Cassie Carmen, number 12 for Bulleen. Just closes them down and gives them good run and counter-attack as well, like so many of their defenders, as she elects to concede to the goalkeeper to keep Teresa Morrissey warm, and she does, back now in the direction of Dolzahn. Dolzahn is confronted by Beesman, slightly in two minds, but a good pass, and she's calm to give it to Cernio, and now to Kane. And Cernio combining again. Kane will lob it out wide. Taken by Edwards. Edwards elects to get it down the right-hand side. Ravine has already scored 4 times. Will look to come inside 2 opponents. Meeting her now. Can she set something up? She elects to zigzag. She gets to the top of the box, but it's cleared away. Good defence by Groves of Southern, and finds Beesman on her own. Beesman now has Edwards with her. Goes down the right-hand side. And they're under some pressure, or down the left-hand side, almost turned over. And it is now, brilliantly by Dolzahn, but only as far as good defence at the back by Groves, once more for Southern. And now Kane, as Bulleen on all occasions are cutting it off inside their attacking half. But Kane's ball, for once, can't find anyone on the end of it wearing a maroon shirt. And it'll be tidied up at the back by Kelsall, who can hold her head high.
Now it was Ravine there again on this right-hand side, just took 3 defenders to stop her there, and might need 4. But it was her in the first half. It's Camilleri who's looked lively in the second half as well.
Quigley, as it closed down by McClure. who volleys it over the sideline. She wasn't getting much game time at Box Hill, so she swapped. Langley was another one who left Heidelberg to go to Box Hill. So players moving left, right and centre in the closing stages of the season. Although, interestingly, no one leaving Calder, no one leaving Bulleen. Surprise, surprise, Michael. At the back is Morrison, out on the left-hand side, working hard with Carmen. Back to Morrison, who just seems to get it on her own. She gets in the right position. Long ball. Here's Edwards. Can she get on the end of it? No, she can't. Vacuumed at the back by Kelsall. And now they might have an opportunity on the counter-attack through Anastopoulos. Quigley comes across her path. Allows Edwards to get the ball. Gee, they work well together. Great two-way running side, Bulleen. Kane now has it with Cernio. Cernio a through ball again. Camilleri got it. Kept it alive. Running out of room, Zafaridis. And stopped on the left-hand side. Virtually praying for it to get to her is Kelsall. Again, who's done a pretty good job despite the 8-0 scoreline facing Bulleen in the 60th minute.
Well, she's been a standout here for Southern tonight, and if it wasn't for her efforts, they might have a few more against their name here as Lum just plays it out wide here for Blackburn.
Yes, Blackburn goes down the right-hand side and trying to square it up, but missed kicking it, unfortunately, is Southern. And then Beesman does okay to get a bit on it, a ballooning ball. It worked out okay despite the fact that it was a miss kick and a dreadful miss kick from Kurizic. But Beesman saw it, but unfortunately she put too much elevation on it and it sails over the byline, missing easily. But they did have a shot at goal, even though it was off target. Now they win it at the back again. Through ball by Jowett will be chopped off by guess who, Morrison. Down that left-hand side to Zafaridis. Zafaridis has to go back to Morrison again. Morrison a little pass once more. Working hard, Zafaridis. And now Morrissey and Dolzan. As I said, playing in defence tonight, doing a great job with Natali out for a few weeks, having a little bit of a rest before the serious stuff in a few weeks' time. Great through ball, Cernio. Here's a chance now for Zafaridis. Zafaridis will shoot, but I think there was connection by the Southern defenders because that looked like it was on target and then they managed to slew it away and ensure it wasn't on target, and it'll be another corner for Bulleen to take it at the Southern end of the ground. That was better defence by Southern.
Just looking to steady this one here, the away side, and Dolzan's been relieved of her set-piece duties here by Quigley.
Very smart players, we know, Rachel Quigley. She might pass in short. She's got Ravine making a lead for her. She does. So Ravine has an opponent putting pressure on her. This is Beesman. She runs out of room up to the top of the 6-yard box. It's headed away, scissor kicked away on a couple of occasions, and then Camilleri tried the scissor kick herself over the head on the ground, but it was stopped near the left-hand goal post by Kelsall, who brings it back into play, and then it's volleyed over the sideline just inside the attacking half by Carmen. Once again, another say. There's been many shots on target. Not only the 8 goals they've scored, but I think Kelsall would have saved 5 or 6. It's been a very good performance by Celia Kelsall at the back. They've had a number of goalkeepers this year, Southern, as Anastopoulos. Good threading ball. But again, Morrissey is there. They just know where they are at the moment, the defenders for Bulleen, looking to keep another clean sheet. Switching it, Morrison to Dolzan. Dolzan straight down the middle to Ravine. Been well held in this second half. Tevitt is responsible for her and doing an okay job. Trying to chest it and control it. Anastopoulos, she couldn't. Stripped of it by Camilleri, who kicks into it and then wins it back. Now to Quigley. Keeps it alive at the back heel to Ravine. But it's cleared away again in anger by the defence of Clout of Southern. Now she gets it towards Beesman. Beesman down the left-hand side. She manages to turn Dolzan inside out. Then Dolzan gets a boot in it. Saves the day and Ravine comes in to help her out. Always that face-saving boot by Bulleen to ensure the opposition can't get any flow. And now Morrison wins it at the back. And will pass wide. And accurately towards Edwards, who nearly loses control of it. Edwards kicks into the body of Beesman, and it's over the sideline, and Edwards disappointed with herself that she had control of that and then couldn't keep control of it for long enough, and it's a Southern ball. And there's going to be a sub here too, Michael.
And it will be for Southern. Number 12 coming on, Yasmin Cheddar-Fredis. And number 11 coming off here is Patricia Kurasik.
I think you'll see that Privatelli will get a run soon too in her first game for a couple of months. One of the most important players for Bulleen. Have to remember she hasn't played for 2 months, and Christina Hall's another one. I mean, they've got so many good players that can come back in. Another one missing out tonight has been good in defence, and that's why Dolzarn's playing that role tonight, is Leah Mulderry. She played the last month down back as well, so they have so much depth. That's why they won the title last year, and that's why they're in good shape to be in contention this year too. As there's going to be a free kick to go the way of Bulleen. Edwards plays on quickly. Camilleri receives on the outside. Down the right-hand side, Camilleri. But Anastopoulos is with her, making her think. Close to the sideline. And eventually, it's very close to the byline and sideline. They're trying to blow it over the byline, the Southern defenders, and they managed to ensure that they win possession of the ball. That was good play. The two defenders, it was Anastopoulos, and she also received support from Cheddar-Fredis, the new player. The substitute had just come on to help Anastopoulos out, who has certainly tried her hardest tonight in a team that has been outplayed. 8-0. Bulleen's biggest winning margin this year was 10-0 earlier in the year. As Kelsall lobs it, headed by Edwards but the wrong way, mopped up by Kane, and Morrison again. Back to Kane at midfield. Good pass to Edwards. Edwards does well to get it to Camilleri, who traps it. 15 metres out from the penalty area, but a pass down the right-hand side. Ravine wasn't ready for that. Far too wide from the boot of Camilleri, and a turnover going Southern's way.
And we have our second substitution here for Bulleen, and it will be number 17 coming on here is Francesca Iamano. Coming on for number 15, Olivia Edwards.
Yes, Iamano is normally in the starting lineup. When they played NTC a few weeks ago, they had Friend on the bench in the first half. They had Morrison on the bench in the first half. When they came on, it was 0-0 at half-time. They all came on virtually at the start of the second half, and they won 3-0. So obviously the coach is moving a few players around, giving different players game time. He's got a youngster who's on the bench tonight who might get a run a little bit later in Zali Vandenberg. Laura Griss has already played a game in the under-19s, and she might get a run as well as another sub. And I mentioned Privatelli hasn't played for a couple of months. Will need a run of maybe 10 or 15 minutes, I've been told by the officials. As they bring it down the left-hand side, inside the attacking half, controlling it Cernio, but getting in the road Blackburn to try and turn it over. She can't get a second bite of the cherry as cleanly as she wanted to. She slides in front of Carmen, and it's over the sideline. It's Bulleen's ball once again in front of the social club rooms. Or is it? No, it's going to be Southern's ball. They got the last touch, Bulleen. So 8-0. They're at least minimising the damage a bit in this half, Southern, in the 67th minute, after they scored 6 goals in the first half, Bulleen. Here's Quigley again. And Ravine. Through ball good. Camilleri at the top of the penalty area. Looks to take them on. Does well to beat Cheddar-Fredis, but it's turned over once again. At the back. Cleared nicely on this occasion by Jowett. And now here's Morrison, but she kicks into Basin, gets it back again, does well. She's under some pressure, Morrison, so she lobs it to the left-hand side. Cernio couldn't really control it, and it's taken cleanly by Kelsall, the goalkeeper. She goes long. Beesman, can she control it? She traps it. 2 opponents around her and turns it over. Good play by Iamano. Here's Quigley again. Quigley a through ball. Camilleri. Camilleri will look to shoot, but she misses to the right-hand side. Couldn't curl it back cleanly enough, and on that occasion, Kelsall was ready for on the right-hand side. But another opportunity missed by Bulleen, but they have managed to slot 8 tonight, and they'd be quite happy with their night's work. So Southern at least have play with a bit more structure in the second half down back. Kelsall has been lion-hearted all night. Blackburn attacks it. Got some support from Clout, and Bulleen put it over the sideline in front of the Bulleen coach's dugout. Clout back into play. Nearly turned over at halfway by Bulleen again. Blackburn gets a nice little ball, but Ravine is there. But she is stripped of it. Good play by Lum. Here's Beesman now. Had a shot before. Does well to turn her opponent, Dolzan, inside out. Now she passes back. But unfortunately, they were left flat-footed, the Southern players. And unfortunately, they weren't able to have a shot on goal. But Anastopoulos goes back, does okay. And Zhao, even though it's in the defensive half, they win possession again. Gets it down to Groves. Groves now towards Sertafredis. Sertafredis out now to Anastopoulos. Turned over, though, brilliantly by Iramano. Iramano pushing and shoving Anastopoulos. Now she gets it in a central location to Camilleri. Out wide to Iramano, who kept running. She's fresh, having just come on. We're in the 69th minute. Iramano curls towards the heart of the goals. And there's a header which just goes over the crossbar. It was dangerous again as far as Southern were concerned. They were in a great position, Michael. All of a sudden, Bulleen on the counter-attack nearly scored.
Southern had a good little patch there, and then it was Iamano with the bullocking work, just won the ball back there, and she put a great ball in, and Camilleri just had the header over the crossbar.
Yes, Camilleri has had 2 on target, which have been stopped, and a couple off target, and one that she scored. So it's been a mixed bag, but she's certainly having a few good looks at it, which hasn't been the case in recent weeks where she's often started as a sub. So she's getting herself back in some good form, Melanie Camilleri, as Quigley wins it at midfield, almost in the penalty area, trying to backheel it, be a bit too clever, Cernio, but no one on the end of it. Blackburn comes in to try and tackle for Southern, but not enough support, and Bulleen win again. Through ball by Zafaridis. It might be turned over. Here's Morrison again, charging at it like a life depends on it. Good ball by Ravine, but Iramano's not really there, and it will be taken over the byline. Good contest between Anastopoulos and also Iramano. And Anastopoulos ensured that her team wins possession in the 71st minute. And the goalkeeper, Kelsall. 8-0 the score. 2 goals for Bulleen in this half after a goal fest in the opening half. 4 of them coming from the boot of the French import who crossed from Bayside a few weeks ago, Margot Ravine. And she nodded it from the kick in from Kelsall. But it's turned over by Southern. And they kick into bodies, and Southern will win possession again. Good attempt at the back by Clout. They have been more in sync, the defenders in this half, haven't they?
Well, only conceding 2 here in the second half, and seen some nice little play here from Beesman on this left, and they've been able to string some passes together, have Southern.
And they had one shot which was off target. Now Ravine down the right-hand side. As she has some work to contend with. She was put down, free kick not given. She doesn't understand why. She needs to just keep playing. That was good play by Southern. It was 2-on-1 then, but Ravine wins it back again. Good through ball to Quigley. Here's a chance. Should goal, but great stop. Great stop by Kelsall. I thought she was going to score then, Rachel Quigley, but Kelsall came across towards the right-hand side and just parried it away with vigour and authority over the byline. Quigley doesn't normally miss, but that shot on target was magnificently stopped by Kelsall, who deserves a lot of credit tonight for ensuring the scoreline isn't a lot worse than it is. That's a nice deep corner. Tried to be headed down by Ravine, and eventually it's put over the byline once more. Gee, she did well then, Kelsall. That was a beautiful save.
I think she'll be getting some breakfast shouted this week, because she's at least saved 4 or 5 certain goals here tonight, and Southern looking to hold on here and just finish off this game. Just over 16 or 17 minutes to go.
Yes, 8-0, 2 goals for Bulleen in this half. As we said, a few more on target, but Celia Kelsall doing well. Heads to the outer side, volley down by Carmen, back inside the attacking half. Defended at the back by Jowett of Southern. Now to Groves, who came on for Casey Aarons, the captain, at half-time. It's down the right-hand side, and once again Southern put it over the sideline in front of the social club rooms here at the Venado Club. Nice, cool, crisp evening in the middle of July. It's been a very wet weekend in Melbourne. We're in the northeastern suburbs of Melbourne. Beautiful leafy northeastern suburbs as Kane's through ball's a good one. Finds Ravine, back to Kane again. Lum keeps her honest. Quigley tried to push it on. Kane will win it back. Through ball again to Ravine. She scored 4. Can she get it past Kelsall? Yes, I think she can. No, she can't. Because it was great defence at the back and she got another chance at it. It was headed away by the Southern defence. Now she's got a third opportunity inside the penalty area. She's brought down. She's brought down in the penalty area, but a penalty is not given by the ref, and I think that's fair enough. And eventually the ball goes over the sideline. She had 3 cracks at it, Ravine, but she didn't score. Again, good defence by Southern, and they're backing themselves a lot more defensively this half, Michael. That was well played.
Southern just showing some grit on all lines of defences there. It was a great save early on, and then there was a goal line clearance with the header.
Here's a chance now for Kane again. Does all the grunt work. Talking of grunt at the back. Back to Quigley again. Now to Kane. At halfway. Nice little ball. Sharing with Cernio, a captain. Through ball Morrison. Too long for Camilleri. At the back. Chopped off by Clout. And Blackburn over the sideline. They'll win possession. Off the boot of Carmen. Right on halfway. 8-0 the score. 75th minute. Football Federation or Football Victoria's coverage on YouTube of the Women's Premier League. And now Blackburn got it down the right-hand side, well inside the attacking half. And I've got a feeling that might be their first corner of the evening. It is off Bulleen as they put it over the byline, and Southern get a chance here. It should be nice to see. All the players are told to get in. And Beesman will take it. Now that ball has disappeared into the ether. At the northern end, it's basically forest, all those big black trees. It's too late at night, and I'm a wuss, Michael. I wouldn't want to go in there. Who knows what you could find in there? We could go in together and find it, but it's a white ball in black surrounds. Good luck. Anyway, we've got another one. Beesman, good deep corner. Well played by Morrissey. She stands tall and takes it in between a sea of bodies. Eventually Quigley clears it, and I thought that had too much on it, but she's so classy that she finds Romano. Her pass was going to go inside towards Dolzan, but Kane was there to back up. It wasn't meant for Kane, but she made it look good, and she manages to get it past Anastopoulos. Comes down the right-hand side to the penalty area. Ravine receives, looks to shoot, kicks into bodies. Well stopped again by Southern. Their defence has been really good in the second half to minimise the damage. Now Beesman wins it at halfway. She does well to push her opponent Dolzan off it. Dolzan gets a boot in. Romano arrives. Well done. 2-on-1 then, Beesman for Southern. Good play by Anastopoulos. To Beesman, back to Anastopoulos. That was a party trick, but it stopped at the back. Good play by Carmen. She got back in time. If she didn't, I think Blackburn was there to maybe score. Turned over at halfway by Sarah Frede. She does a very good job there, but it's turned over again by Bulleen, and they can get going as Kane goes for a lobbing ball, looking for Romano to run onto it. Can she get it past the goalie? Yes, she can. She dives all over at Kelsall, but she runs out of room, and that is an excellent piece of defensive play by Anastopoulos, who's been superb tonight. She came across the path of Romano, who'd beaten the goalkeeper, who came out to meet her, and she stayed in the contest to ensure that she conceded a corner over the byline. Well played.
You have to admire the Southern team here in this second half late, as they're holding on here and they're just determined not to concede another goal, as we have, I think, our second substitution here for Bulleen. It is going to be Camilleri coming off for the number 9. And it's going to be Leah Privatelli who will get a run.
Yes, I was told she would, about 10 or 15 minutes. So what are we in the 78th minute? So she's on schedule. She hasn't played for 2 months, but she's such an important member of the team. She's been a member of the Melbourne Victory team in the W League. So another corner kick, and she'll just be wrapped to be back out there. Low corner kick by Ravine. Almost a bit of a miss kick. Couldn't control it, Cernio. Cleared momentarily by Southern, but Cernio strips them of it and then backheels it to Ravine, who goes for a dangerous ball to the left-hand side in the penalty area again. Looking to shoot. but couldn't control it. Privatelli gets another touch on it. She'll be happy with that. Kane has it turned over and cleared again by Clout, who's done that a lot tonight. When they've been under pressure, she's just booted it over the sideline to give her team some breathing space and some thinking time. 8-0 in the 79th minute. Wonderful piece of play by Anastopoulos before. Gets it back now to Morrison. Morrison down the left-hand side to Carmen. Carmen in the penalty area now with her pass. Quigley controls it. Two opponents around her. They've done well to double-team Quigley a bit. And then overrunning it. Not able to get enough on it. Under tremendous pressure was Zafaridis. She got it towards Iramano. Kicks into body to ricochets back to Iramano. And then coming at her, Beesman. Iramano now lobs it towards Quigley. Tried to backheel it. And it's offside. It's offside. Just near the 6-yard box. Coming in late. And they can get going again in the 80th minute. Almost miskicking it a bit, Kelsall. Following it down is Ravine. Defended at the back by Clout. Out to Beesman now. Beesman does well to just push it past Dolzahn, but Dolzahn's good enough to shove her off it and get it to Morrison, and now Kane, whose passes always find a target despite oncoming traffic. Through ball good from Cernio. Here's a chance now if she can get it past her opponent and the goalkeeper in Kelsall, in Zafaridis. She wasn't able to, but she tried to get it out to Privatelli, who just looks a little bit rusty. He's had a couple of goes out at Privatelli, and it lobs over the sideline. Bulleen's ball again from another good defensive pass by Southern inside the attacking half once more. Goes back now to Carmen. Arriving Cernio, sharing with Carmen. Forced to push it defensively to Morrison. Morrison lobbing ball. Here's Ravine again, but coming at her is Kelsall, and Kelsall attacked her and has conceded another corner kick. She was looking for the volley, which would have been goal number 5, but well played, Kelsall.
Kelsall just showing everybody out there, all the goalkeepers, just when to come off your line, and so many times she's been clinical with that and just thwarted the chances of Bulleen here tonight.
It's a bit nerve-wracking, isn't it, when you've got such a dangerous player coming at you, but she did it so well. That's a nice deep corner. Coming across the left-hand side, Morrison. She couldn't quite get there in time, but she may get there before the ball goes out and eventually kicks into an opponent, and once again it'll be another corner kick. Southern have had one, and Bulleen have had numerous corners tonight. Quigley will take it now. 8-0. Just 2 goals in this half after 6 in the first, but you take 8-0 every day of the week. Quigley a little pass, a good one. And now she gets it back, miskicks it a bit towards the penalty area, cleared by Beesman, but she also didn't get enough on it. In the road is Dolzahn. Dolzahn, a good ball. Taken by Ravine, but had too much on it for Kane. And over the sideline, opportunity lost for Bulleen then as Southern doing the right thing, getting numbers back, getting them all back right on the edge of the penalty area to make it hard for Bulleen to find a way through. Didn't do it in the first half. They've done it well in the second half. Anastopoulos. Beesman. Iramano strips it from Anastopoulos and Beesman. Supporting Iramano is Ravine, but she couldn't keep control of it. Good play by Anastopoulos, and she lost it. Now Kane's got it. 2 around her. Impeded momentarily by McClure. Now back towards Dolzahn, and now Morrison. But in the road, a lovely nod by Blackburn, but she didn't have any support to take it at ground level. And again, Bulleen win it. Good play by Privatelli, turning on a threepence, passes out wide. Just getting a couple of important touches, Leah Privatelli, in her return after 2 months out with injury. And that'll gladden the hearts of FC Bulleen Lion supporters. They have the ball over the sideline. 8-0. And there's going to be another change, and the first game is coming on, Michael, which is great news.
Zali Vandenborg coming on. And I think it will be the multi-goal scorer here tonight. I think Ravine has come off.
Well, she can have a rest early. She's been magnificent tonight. There's Blackburn down the right-hand side, but no one on the end of it, and she can leave her line and leave her home. Morrissey, and just kick it comfortably towards Dolzan. Through ball, cut off cleverly by Lum. Lum will find a way through. She's got Beesman out on the left-hand side. Beesman now running out of room. Morrissey meets her. What can she do with this pass? She's just taking some think time here, but she takes too much time, and Morrissey pushes her off it. Should have nearly been a free the way of Beesman. She just was a bit hesitant and really should have tried to put it in the box, but she didn't do it, allowing Morrissey to win possession. The experience of Morrissey outshining the inexperience of Beesman, but you'll learn from that. And here's Kane again, down the left-hand side. And this is Vandenborg. Gets her first touch, but it's turned over at the back. Good play again by Clout. Clout will get it out on the right-hand side to McClure. Too long for her. Carmen's in the road, but McClure kept running. Gets it to Blackburn. This is better play by Southern. A bit more fluent. Blackburn pushing and shoving, but she's pushed her opponent to ground and given away a free kick as Carmen was in her face again. So good defensively, Cassie Carmen. And she wins a free kick for her team, just as Southern were looking a little bit threatening down that right-hand side in their attacking half at the northern end. So Dolzan at the back. She'll go long. She'll lob it in the road. Oh, gee, that might have hurt. She got that right in the heart, that nod from Anastopoulos, but it was a good attacking nod because it allows Lum through. She'll go out wide to Beesman, or she might do it herself. She's running out of room. Two opponents coming around. One of them's Morrison. Good ball right across the face. That was better play by Southern, as it had Morrissey thinking where she had to go. She had to cover the right-hand side, and she does. But that was better play by Beesman, and they've certainly taken it on in this second half, and that'll be most pleasing, I reckon, for the coaching staff of Southern.
Oh, you've hit the nail on the head there, Dan, and I think if they could just somehow find a rare goal, it would cap off a great second half here by Southern.
Through ball down the left-hand side. This will test Privatelli. Privatelli's on the burst, two opponents around her, and wonderful play by Jowett to get across her path and concede another corner over the byline with that sliding ball. But that was promising to see Privatelli moving so freely down the left-hand side. We know she's quick. We know she's creative. She'll need a couple of games. She's getting a run tonight, which is important. And she passes to Cernio, back to Privatelli. It's cleared at the back again as the goalkeeper Kelsel slipped over. That was dangerous. Again, good defence by Southern. They've combined well at the back tonight in the second half. If Kelsel hasn't been able to clear, which he has on numerous occasions, despite the 8-0 scoreline, the defenders in the second half have got back and managed to minimise the damage, which is what they've needed to do. We're in the 86th minute, and it's 8-0 Bulleen over Southern. Bulleen looking to get their fourth clean sheet in a row. Long ball again across the face, and Kelsel will snatch it and bring it back into play for the Southern team. Hold your heads up, girls. From Southern, you've been terrific in the second half. Kelsel, a long, high floating ball towards halfway. Morrison just made that look easy. Just waited for it to come to her. Volleys it down, and it's taken by Vandenborg, the first gamer, getting a run late in the match. Back now towards Dolzan, and now to Morrison again. We'll go long and high down the left-hand side, and there is going to be a player offside. Privatelli, who was looking to get in position. They're trying to get her involved as much as possible, just to ensure she gets some touch. I would presume she'd probably start as a sub again next week, Michael, maybe get another 15 or more minutes, wouldn't she?
Especially coming back from that type of injury, you've got to be cautious there, and especially when some of the players here are tired, it's a good chance for her to at least get some early balls and just go for a few sprints here and there.
So 8-0. A turnover, though. Southern's kick inside their attacking half. Kane controls it nicely. Cernio, Carmen. Good use by Quigley. Cernio again. Here's Privatelli, the racehorse, down the left-hand side. She's met by Clout. She manages to get around her once and then twice, and then Clout gets back in position, forcing her to go back to Carmen, but she puts it over the sideline. Well defended by Erin Clout. She's been very good tonight. We're in the 88th minute. Bulleen 8, Southern 0. I know when you look at that scoreline, you think, well, how could the defenders be that good? But you've got to consider that it was 6-0 well before half-time, and we were thinking Calder's record of 17-0 this year might have been under threat, but they just managed to regroup and find a way to not make it look as bad as it was looking at one stage. Kane turns it over this time, but it falls to Iramano. Again, it couldn't be controlled properly. Iramano, those under pressure, gets it back to Kane, who wants to make amends for her poor pass before. Good ball towards Zafaridis, and then, unfortunately for Bulleen, she was offside quickly as she just got into the area, and that could have been dangerous for Kelsall, although she did stop an attempt by Quigley earlier when it was one-on-one, but it's called offside, as that was a good through ball, putting her in a strong position. She scored a brace tonight, Quigley. She's got 18 for the season. 4 to Ravine, 1 each to Morrison, 5 goals for this year, and Camilleri, her first goal for 5 weeks, she scored 17. Ravine in total scored 22, 6 of them in Bulleen colours. The Southern have the ball inside their attacking half, and Lum has brought down a clumsy challenge, and it will be a free kick to Southern, and it'll be taken by Miller Jowett. The nice yellow ribbon in her hair. There's a song, I think, Tie Yellow Ribbon. It's cleared at the back by Bulleen. Here's Blackburn. She doesn't get enough support to take control of the ball, and that has to be a Bulleen free, I would have thought, as Quigley was offloaded by Blackburn. And Morrison will take it. We're almost going into injury time now in the 90th minute. Bulleen leading 8-0. Morrison slides it. Now to Dolzan. She shares it with Morrison at the back. Defensive half for Bulleen, defending at the northern end. Now to Kane. Kane inside the attacking half. Tried to get it through to Zafaridis. Chopped off at the back by Anastopoulos of Southern. Quigley backheel ball to Kane. She loves the party tricks, Rachel Quigley. Out on the right-hand side now to Iramano. Iramano there, trying to get on goal side. Gets around Anastopoulos. Does well. Goes right across the face. It was dangerous, though. Kane's there to try and see if she can do something. Gets it back to the heart of the penalty area. Shooting, but missing by a long way, is Zafaridis. She was well off target to the right-hand side. And we're now in injury time with Bulleen 8, leading Southern 0. They've still looked pretty dangerous in the second half, haven't they?
Just not being able to put all those chances away, and credit to the goalkeeper here in Kelsall, but desperate not to concede one more goal here and cap off a good second half for Southern.
She goes long again. Controlled nicely by Lum. Tall figure. Down to Clout. On the right-hand side, Blackburn. Again, a few to beat. One of them is Morrison, who gets on goal side and gives it back cleverly and cleanly and calmly, all the seas, towards Morrissey. Now she finds Iramano, who attacks it and traps it inside the defensive half to Vandenborg. Back to Iramano. Through ball now. On the chase is Zafaridis, but she's sort of on the outside here. Goal side is Groves. She gets it back towards the 10-yard box. Here's a chance now for Quigley to shoot, and Quigley will finish in the closing minutes of the match with another goal. She was on her own on the left-hand side. Just loose marking by Southern, undoing all their good work of the previous 30 minutes, allowing Quigley to score a hat-trick and make it 9-0 in the dying stages of this game.
And that was the one chance I didn't want to concede here in this last few minutes, Dan. And it's capped off a good game by Quigley. She's gotten involved here in this second half as well and played a bit more on the ball and in closing moments here.
Good cross too by Zafaridis. And now McClure tries to get it to Lum, who's tried very hard as one of the key midfielders for Southern, but getting across her path, Iramano and Kane. And now Cernio, she's not happy with that kick. You can hear the groan. She tries to win it back at midfield. Jowett's there, but against Cernio, just too many numbers. Vandenborg's looked good on the ball. Getting a chance down the right-hand side. Through ball again to Iramano, who set up the previous goal. Will she cross it in from that right-hand side with her Anastopoulos? Wants to get around her. Kicks into Anastopoulos, who does well. Goes to ground as Anastopoulos, just outside the penalty area. I thought that should have been a free to Jacinta Anastopoulos of Southern. It's not given. And we're into the 3rd minute of injury time. It's 9-0. Closing stages, you would have thought here. Turnover by Southern. And there it is. Bulleen win and win comfortably. And they've had another clean sheet. They win 9-0 over a gallant Southern who conceded a goal in the last minute. 4 goals to Ravine all in the first half. 3 to Quigley and 1 each to Morrison. And returning to the score sheet, Camilleri. But Michael Ferraro, that was a pretty good effort by Bulleen. It was a clinical performance, but full credit to Southern for minimising the damage in the second half.
I think you've summed it up well there, Dan. I think players of the match on all in every third here for Bulleen. Obviously, Ravine with the 4 goals was clinical. You had Morrison in defence, was absolutely solid, and Quigley up forward with the hat-trick as well. And Southern did play a good second half. Let's not, brush off that, and only conceding 3 in that second half, and fought hard, defended as well as they could, and in the end, Bulleen just too good tonight.
Looking at it, Calder's the best team in the comp, and they beat them 4-2. Mind you, one of the goals was a penalty which they didn't need to concede. They were coming back. And then Zimmerman scored an amazing goal from well outside the penalty area, and she scored 33 this year going into this round. It's been a tremendous performance. I look at that game and say 4-2, okay, it was a comfortable win, Calder, but I thought Bulleen played okay, and they won the title last year, so they know how to win titles. They're in a good position, aren't they?
Well, as you said, they've now just knocked off their 4th consecutive win, and they'll build, and they're going to chase down Calder, and they've bridged the gap now to 8 points, and with only a few games to go, they look to continue their good form, Bulleen.
Yeah, an excellent performance again. Another clean sheet for Bulleen. They've won 9-0, and they'll continue on now with a few rounds left before the finals. 6 rounds for most teams, 5 for Calder. I've got the week off next week, and also UTC, mind you, a couple of other teams. Heidelberg got to make up a couple of games after some washouts for them. Southern as well, who had that washout against Heidelberg, so they've still got a few games to go. But the girls can hold their heads high. Their second half was good, although they'd be slightly disappointed if they conceded a goal in the last minute. Another big win to Bulleen. They've won 9-0. We'll have more football next week as we continue with the Premier League in men's and women's, and also the under-20 competition. Look forward to your company then throughout Football Victoria. Have a great week.